so you can get something tasty without breaking the bank. Sonic under $2 craze. Sonic.
From the station that's on your side, this is News 12 at 6 o'clock.
Good evening. The National Weather Service wants to know how much of this damage across the two-state is from tornadoes, leaving a path of destruction with trees on homes, across roads, and knocking out power for homes and businesses.
And this is one of those spots their scout teams will be looking at just south of the Burke-Richmond County line. Deputies spotted a funnel cloud near Highway 23 heading towards Batesburg. Damage also reported today in Barnwell, Washington, and Aiken counties. So widespread damage, and all of these little icons behind us, each one is a damage report, so you can really see how widespread this was across our area today. Fortunately, it doesn't appear anyone was hurt.
That is the good news. Our crews have been out surveying damage all day long, all across the river region. Will Rio starts us off live in Burke County, where it looks like they may have gotten the worst of this. Will.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Richard. Old Waynesboro Road and Highway 25 in Burke County really took the brunt of this storm earlier this morning. Now, we talked with emergency crews. They believe a tornado made its way through the area, through Highway 25, over to Old Waynesboro Road. The home right behind me, it's a little dark, so it's hard to see. A tarp lays over the front of the house after a massive tree fell on top of the front of the house. The family, thankfully, is okay, made it out in time, but for a lot of people around Burke County, it's going to be a long road to rebuild. Walking around with Mary Golden, she's been here for 47 years, and the aftermath of the storm is something she's never seen before.
I said, oh my God, that's all I said.
Her neighborhood was littered with branches and down power lines.
I heard it out here. It scared me. I got up. All the thing I seen about these trees waving and flying away off the tree.
The sheriff's office believes a tornado passed through Highway 25, making its way to Old Waynesboro Road. That's where Tim Gratis's house is.
The wind started blowing real hard, and the rain was coming down sideways, and right after it started, it quit, and then heard a noise. It picked that tree up and set it on the house.
The tree fell right next to his bedroom, destroying his bathroom and the entire kitchen. He says everything happened in the blink of an eye.
It didn't last long. I mean, it was here and gone, and it probably under a couple minutes at the most.
Throughout the day, the community is coming together to offer a hand to Gratis and the others impacted.
It's amazing, because you don't see a lot of that these days, but down here, out in the country, so to speak, we have to take care of each other because 911, it takes a while to get here.
Even though it's a long road to rebuild, Gratis says he's lucky to still be here.
And I got cows, I got to feed them, take care of them, and still try to put my life back together all at the same time. I feel blessed. I got my wife, I got my dog. The rest of it's just a thing.
And we talked with the sheriff's office earlier this afternoon, and they say that they prep for situations like this. They said that when they got calls at 11 a.m. this morning, that they immediately went out to start assessing that damage. The sheriff's office says that they will be out tonight and into the morning to hopefully have everything cleaned up. But for this homeowner here behind me, it's going to be a long road to be rebuilt, like we said. So some people taking the brunt of the storm that we saw.
No doubt, Will. He's really putting things in perspective with his viewpoint. Thanks for that. Going to give you a look across the river, Sally, where you can see that community pavilion has collapsed. In Blackville, a mobile home lifted off its concrete block foundation and blown back a few feet. In Burke County, deputies have been busy today working to move trees off roads and cars. And boy, that was really... There's a lightning strike caught on camera and sent to us from one of our viewers this morning. Then later in the morning, we were showing you those dangerous driving conditions. That is Wrightsboro Road, nearly a whiteout over there near Daniel Field. We've showed you from rain to wind to suspected twisters. Our area had a rough weather day, which is why we issued that first alert.
And after the National Weather Service takes a look, this could end up being a tornado event, Riley. In fact, they think it might be.
Possibly, and then we're going to have in a beautiful end to our Wednesday. Have a look at the rest of the week's forecast for you in just about 10 minutes.
And let's talk about those power outages. Some are still in the dark right now. This is a live look at that outage map from Georgia Power. You can see a cluster over there near Piddleton King Park. That's right around 900 people plus without power right now. Power should be restored by around 9 o'clock tonight. Checking with South Carolina, Dominion's outage map looks a whole lot better over there. Better story. Barely anyone without any in the dark, at least locally.
Switching gears here to tense moments in Columbia County as people question how leaders are enforcing that alcohol ordinance.
Is that the reason you guys
Absolutely
chose?
not.
Absolutely not.
Okay, so
But I would also
have more information than you're saying
difference
that.
between these
I'm not going to
establishments.
get a debate with you.
I want to know.
Some pretty heated, tense moments between commissioners and people from the public, and we're now learning changes to the ordinance are in the works. The county's alcohol ordinance came under scrutiny after leaders revoked Stay Social's license, ultimately leading to the business closing.
And now some are wondering, they're questioning how commissioners plan to enforce that strict rule fairly across the board. Nick Veland was there for us, covering that meeting when things did get heated today. Nick.
Yeah, well, after the commission revoked Stay Social's alcohol license for not meeting 50% food sales, the county is now in the early process of figuring out a way to ensure 50% food sales across all restaurants.
I feel like it's kind of a step in the right direction.
Chris Price raised questions last night about the way commissioners handled alcohol license violations in the past.
So everything kind of comes down to their discretion, which is a little loosey-goosey.
Commissioner Doug Duncan shed some light on the future of having a license in the county.
Every restaurant in the county will now be reporting. We said that all will require to be self-reported.
The county is still in the early stages of how to receive numbers from every business with an alcohol license, but they want to ensure every restaurant has 50% food sales. Changes to an ordinance that Price thinks still has many gray areas.
I feel like there should be guidelines. There should be black and white print that says, under these conditions, your business license is suspended, and under these conditions, it's revoked, because otherwise, it's kind of the Wild West out here, and that's not fair for businesses.
Based on the decisions the commission made, Price still feels that there are still questions why Stay Socials got revoked and the Backyard Tavern didn't. Price says he's just trying to level the playing field.
You know, I'm here to support other local businesses, and I'm not here to bring anybody down, but I'm here to make sure things are fair for everybody.
And the county couldn't give specifics on how this new change will be implemented, but are looking to have this in place by the end of the year. They say when it gets approved, there will be more information then.
Seems like they're discussing something that already should have been in place, and it's a story we will continue following. Also tonight, school leaders have problems with school bus drivers staffing since the start of the school year. The Aiken County Public School District, now an example of a district offering incentives, offering a signing bonus for those new drivers to address the shortage.
But is it enough to lure enough drivers? News 12's Maria Sellers talked to a parent who describes struggling with inconsistent bus schedules because the district simply doesn't have enough drivers.
For Alicia Rich's daughter with autism, riding the bus home from school has always been a treat.
She loves the bus. It's one of her favorite things to do at school.
But this year she hasn't been able to ride at all due to how long her daughter would be on the bus in the morning and afternoon.
They get out of school at 3 at the middle school, but the bus wouldn't pick up until after 4 o'clock. Her bus would have been arriving back to our house around 6 o'clock. And 4:30 to 6 o'clock is just entirely too long.
These long bus rides are due to a shortage of drivers.
A lot of our drivers are having to do 2 routes, and so sometimes students may arrive a little bit earlier to school than what they need, or they may arrive home a little bit later than their parents would hope for.
The district says recruiting drivers is always difficult, but it's especially hard to find special education drivers.
At our special education bus drivers, they have extra responsibilities for students with disabilities.
Rich says those extra responsibilities can range from dealing with outbursts and making sure kids are harnessed in properly.
It does take a special person to be able to manage that, and I understand that could be difficult to find.
And to recruit more special needs bus drivers, the board is offering incentives like an extra $1,000 sign-on bonus and others.
We did just pass a dollar increase for our bus drivers and special ed aides, and that definitely allows for the extra responsibility and care that are needed for those students.
Rich hopes these bonuses will help attract more drivers passionate about helping students with special special needs.
But having somebody that actually does have the heart to manage that helps the whole process of school be less stressful.
In Aiken, Maria Sellers, On Your Side.
The district says they have 5 special needs bus monitors and 1 driver who was hired back in October, and about 6 more drivers in training.
But they still have about 50 open bus driver positions, and half of them are for special needs drivers. They're planning for a hiring fair February the 4th to fill those jobs. 3 decades on the gridiron and a lifetime of memories. That's what a beloved coach has now. We talk with Burke County coach Eric Parker about stepping away from the football field. Next.
And the rough weather is moving out, but we're bringing back sunshine for the rest of the week. Have a look at the full forecast just after the break.
Time and 9.
The road's not over yet.
Because the Georgia Bulldogs are going back to the national championship for the 2nd year in a row.
And we'll have all your coverage across all your devices.
From Augusta all the way to SoFi Stadium in California.
Continuing our severe weather coverage now, a tree down on Kissing Bower Road in Augusta causing some issues over there, including power outages this morning. This is over near Joyce Road. In Washington County, widespread damage across the area there. They found an 18-wheeler flipped over on the highway, the roof of a building ripped off, trees taking down a number of power lines. So just about everywhere in our coverage area.
A really widespread event, and that's exactly what the National Weather Service will be in town tomorrow looking at, is whether some of these damaged pockets were from tornadoes, Riley.
Absolutely. That's what storm survey crews are going to be out across the area tomorrow in Burke County, Jefferson County, Washington County, likely going to even assess portions of Barnwell and Aiken County to see if possibly they're staying in the 60s in the afternoon and a little bit cooler temperatures waking up early Friday.
On Your Sideline, sports brought to you by the Hawk Law Group.
After 33 years of coaching and having an impact on countless lives across the CSRA, former Burke County and Laney High School head football coach Eric Parker has announced his retirement.
In my adult life, I have never woke up without being somebody's coach. So, this is going to be, it's definitely different.
Coach Eric Parker's 3+ decades of success on the gridiron speaks for itself, with more than 200 wins, a state championship, and multiple region championships. He says the game's ability to uplift the lives of everyone involved is what's most important.
When you leave and the ball is over and there's no more playing to be done, what lessons did you take with you? And I hope that was positive in most cases.
Back in October, Coach Parker suffered a heart attack on the sideline during a game, and while that health scare did have an impact on his decision, he says retirement has been on his mind for a while.
And boy, I was really blessed. And it goes so far beyond the wins and losses. It goes so far beyond just the recognition and the accomplishments. It really has been extended family.
Throughout his 33 years of coaching, Parker has always appreciated the love and support he's received from the communities he's been a part of, especially when it came to his and his family's personal health.
I'm happy that I had a chance to do this. I'm happy that I had a chance to meet the people that I met. I'm hoping that whatever comes my way, it'll be something different, and it'll still allow me to help people in some form or fashion.
As for what's next for Coach Parker, at the end of the interview, he did mention wanting to take golfing lessons, which could be pretty cool. At the college ranks, we're exactly 5 days away from the national championship, and the Georgia Bulldogs have their minds fixed on bringing home another title back to Athens. The Dogs have had a track record this season of getting off to some slow starts in games, so that's something they'll have to correct before they face TCU.
The job not done. I mean, yeah, I'm happy we came out victorious, but we didn't play our best game. We got to go out there in LA and, start off stronger. We finished strong, thank God, but we got to come out there and work on our little things, get back to the drawing boards and stuff like that.
The defending national champions are scheduled to touch down in Los Angeles on Friday.
Okay, thanks for that, Dan. Still ahead. Think you've got an eye for nature photography? Well, we'll tell you about a local art competition showcasing a North Augusta park next. Thanks for watching News 12 on your side.
Ready to skip invasive
Remember this picture from back in the summertime? If you love photography and visiting Brick Pond Park, the Arts and Heritage Center in North Augusta wants to showcase your work.
News 12's Will Volk shows us how local photographers can get involved.
The Arts and Heritage Center of North Augusta wants you to hit the bricks.
We know there's a lot of interest down there. It's a beautiful place for people to go, and we know we have a lot of photography enthusiasts who love to go down there and shoot pictures.
The center is getting ready to host the first ever Brick Pond Park photography competition. Their executive director says there's been a lot of interest in the ponds recently, especially after these baby gators were photographed last year.
With all the excitement, with all the alligators this year and the birth of the baby gators, there have just been people clicking away.
She knows there are a lot of pictures out there, and if you have a good one, they want to put it on display.
The pieces do need to be ready to hang in a gallery. So they do need to be framed, and they need to have a wire hanger on the back so that we can display them like we typically display all the artwork.
There will be prizes and ribbons for the winners. The center is excited to see what you come up with.
Take all the pictures you want and submit your best too.
In North Augusta, Will Volk on your side.
A fun little competition. You can drop off your pictures at the Arts and Heritage Center on Monday from 10 to 4. They have two categories, one for kids ages 8 to 15, another for everyone 16 and up.
And by the way, the experts tell us very few of those gators survive. And
yeah.
So don't worry
it
about all those
all
gators.
A buzz on social
it was a
media.
Huge buzz. Mostly on my Facebook page.
Sources say.
We do have a link to more information about the contest on our website, so do let us see some of your best shots from Brick Pond Park. A beautiful
And we
spot.
do love gators around here as long as they're not on the field.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly right.
Okay.
Celebrating wildlife.
Yes.
Okay, the state of South Carolina recognizing the loss of...
No problem. Call Bailey's today.
I have moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now there's Skyrizi. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months after just 2 doses.
Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine, or plan to.
Talk to your dermatologist about Skyrizi. Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
The WRDW News app on your Roku, Amazon Fire, or Apple TV store. Even if you cut the cord, you don't have to lose your local news. Just type in or search WRDW, and you've got your local news, first alert weather, sports, and more for free.
New year, new truck of